Alright, welcome back. And so today I'm going to be doing my first ever Imperialism video by bringing it to Backyard Baseball 97. I went ahead and randomly assigned every backyard kid to a state. Each round I'll spin this wheel and whoever it lands on is who will be doing the attacking. And then after that I'll spin this wheel to find out which direction they're attacking. And whoever is in the next closest state in that direction is who they'll be facing off against. Where they'll be put in the batting practice mode. And the one to hit a home run in the least amount of pitches wins. If they tie, the winner will be decided on who had the longer home run. From there, the winner conquers the other's territory, and I'll be repeating this cycle until we have one backyard kid left standing. Let me know down in the comments below who you think that kid will be. Who is going to be attacking in round one? And it looks like Marky is, who currently occupies the state of Missouri. Now let's find out what direction he'll be attacking in, and it just barely goes north. So that means he'll be facing off against Angelo. In order to try and save time, I'll be batting first with the kid who has more power and is favorited in each round, which in this case will be Angela with her 3-star batting rating. To make things fair as possible, every kid will be playing at Steel Stadium and only facing fastballs. First pitch. It looks like Angela's done. She homers on the first pitch of the video at 200 feet. Talk about putting the pressure on Marky. You know what? Don't sleep on him though. He's got that farmer's power and got a 3-star batting rating as well. I believe in you, Marky. I'm feeling a tiebreaker here. And he is literally feet short of tying her, but he's eliminated. What a first round and way to start this video. So now Angela possesses both Iowa and Missouri. Let's see who's gonna be attacking in round two. Kimmy Akmed, who currently possesses the state of Utah. What direction is she gonna be attacking in? And it just barely gets to east. And it turns out she's gonna be facing Pete Willer, who controls Kansas at the moment. Pete will be going first with a 3-star batting rating as he's my favorite in this round. First pitch. And would you look at that? Pete is done as he clears the shed. 393 feet to match Angela in the first round. And now the pressure's on Kimmy, but she also has a 3-star batting rating and it does say she can hit for power 2 in her bio. And it's gonna be a ground ball and she is eliminated after one swing. And Pete now controls Utah and also Colorado because it was unoccupied. Time for round 3. And Ernie Steele's gonna be attacking this time, who currently occupies Nevada. In what direction is he gonna be attacking in? South. He's going to be attacking Vicki, who's directly south in California. Not only is Ernie my favorite because Vicki is by far the worst power hit in the game, and I'd favor anyone else over her, but he's also my favorite because we're at Steel Stadium where he gets a boost to his stats. So even though he has a 2-star batting rating, don't let that fool you. There we go, finally! Ernie is done. Hits it in the shortest part of the field in dead center, 225 feet on pitch 20. Given that it took Vicki over 1,500 pitches to finally hit a home run, in my hitting a home run with every backyard kid video, I got her at like a 0.1% chance of beating Ernie. But you know what? Anything's possible. 20 pitches in, if she doesn't get a home run right here, she doesn't advance. And she swings and misses. And Ernie now takes over California. On to round 4. Mikey Thomas, who currently possesses Oregon. And he's going to be attacking in the South. And it just so happens that Ernie is directly below him, so we'll be seeing him in back-to-back rounds. With Mikey being one of the best, if not the best power hitter in the game, with a 4-star batting rating, he is by far the favorite in this round. Can the best power hitter we've had up yet match the others with a home run on the first pitch? And he easily does. Oh my goodness. The third time we've done that today, over the shed and the truck for a 249-foot bomb. And now Ernie has the pressure on him this time around. It took him 20 pitches last round. Can he get it down to 1 to match Mikey? And no, he swings and misses as Mikey takes over California and Nevada now. On to round 5, and we got Justinda Smith attacking this time, who currently possesses Washington. Since she has no one to the north or west of her, I took those 2 options out, and she's gonna be attacking south, which means she's gonna be taking on Mikey, who we've now seen in back-to-back rounds as well. Even though Justinda has a 4-star batting rating, I'm still choosing Mikey as my favorite with his power. Mikey is finally done on pitch 15. He left the door wide open for Justinda to upset him 276 feet. Is she done on 3? And no, it hits off the top of the bush. She almost just upset Mikey there, but she got robbed. It's come down to this, pitch number 15. If she hits a home run, she ties. And we were early, and Mikey holds on. She was literally an inch away from advancing the next round and pulling off the first upset of this video. Instead, Mikey conquers Washington and now controls the entire West Coast. Let's see who's up next. Pablo Sanchez, who controls North Dakota. And because he has no one directly north of him, I took that option off. Let's see where he's gonna attack. He's going east, which sets up an absolute powerhouse of a matchup against Kesha, who controls Minnesota. With them both being some of the best power hitters in the game, this one's a complete toss-up. But I gotta go with Pablo Sanchez, the GOAT, as my favorite. Pitch number 3. And it's just over. Pablo is done as he makes it splash in the pool 296 feet. And now the pressure's on Kesha to try and match that or do better. Already on pitch 3, she has to hit a home run right here. And it's only gonna be a ground ball. She couldn't live up to the pressure as Pablo takes over Minnesota. On to our next attacker. And we got the man himself, Kenny Kawaguchi. He's going to be attacking towards the south. And I just realized that directly south, both Mikey and Pete pretty much control half of the area. So we're gonna do a tiebreaker spin between east and west to find out who faces him. Will we see Mikey in another matchup? And we do, as Kenny will be attacking west and Mikey controls Nevada, which is southwest of Idaho. I love my boy Kenny, but I gotta take Mikey as the favorite. So close to being done on the first pitch again for the second time in this video, but it hits off the top of the shed and gets robbed by it. He said, you know what? I'll be done on pitch 3 though. An absolute moonshot, 289 feet. And given it took Kenny over 100 pitches to hit a home run, and my hitting a home run with every kid in backyard baseball video with only a 2-star batting rating, I don't like his chances. But again, anything is possible. He has to hit a home run right here on pitch number 3. And he hits a ground ball that doesn't even make it out of the infield, which means Mikey grows even stronger as he takes over Idaho. Next up, we got Reese Worthington, who currently occupies Arizona. And because there's no one south of him, we left that option off. And what direction is he going to be attacking in? He's going north, which directly north is Utah, which is possessed by Pete Wheeler. This one's a no-brainer as I'm choosing Pete Wheeler as my favorite. Come on, baby, is he done? And no, he is a foot short. And that one's got to do it. Come on, baby. Bounces off the shed and over. And it's still going for a total of 311 feet on pitch 14. Now it's Reese's turn, who's one of the worst hitters in the game. I don't have much hope for him. Pitch number 14 right here. Can he tie it up? And no, he fouls it off, which means Pete Wheeler takes over Arizona, and I'm giving him New Mexico as well because it wasn't possessed. Who is going to be our next attacker? Gretchen, who controls Montana. And with no one being directly north of her, I got rid of that option, and she has to attack west. And that means we'll be seeing Mikey once again. He's been favorited in every round he's been a part of, and that's not changing right here. Does he do it again on the first pitch? And Mikey does. The second time this video he is done on pitch number 1, 314 feet. He's absolutely dominated this video so far. And now Gretchen has some immense pressure on her. And she swings and misses, and just like that, she's done. And Mikey expands into Montana now. For our next attacker, we got Sydney Weber, who controls Oklahoma. Which direction is she gonna be going? West, which means she's gonna be taking on Pete Wheeler because he is directly west of the westmost point of Oklahoma. And again, I'll be favoring Pete in this one. And wow, that is an absolute moonshot. Clears the shed. And he is done. 265 feet on pitch 4. Now let's see what Sydney's got. Here we go, pitch number 4. Can we get our first tie? No, it's gonna be a liner back up the middle, which means Pete takes over Oklahoma. Our next contestant is going to be Akmed. We're finally getting some love over on the East Coast as he possesses Maine. And because there's no one northeast or south of him, he's gonna be facing off against Dante, who's west. With Akmed being another one of the best power hitters in the game, I gotta choose him as my favorite. And he is gonna be done. No, I spoke too soon. It rattles off the fence and the shed. I jinxed it right there, y'all. And then he pulls that outside pitch and says, you know what? I'll make sure this goes over, as he makes it splash in the pool 262 feet, and he's done on 4. Dante with 2-star batting, one of my least favorite swings in the game. That's not a good combo. We're on pitch number 4. And we are way late. I told y'all, I hate his swing. And just like that, Akmed takes over not only New York, but all the states in between as well. Let's see who our next attacker is going to be. Lisa Crockett, who currently controls Virginia. And with there being no one directly east of her, we got rid of that option. Now what direction is she going in? And she's got to go north. And it just so turns out that we're going to be seeing Akmed back-to-back rounds. And he's coming in as the heavy favorite. Done on 2 now. Getting even better. Over the trees over there, back in the pool area for a total of 289 feet. There's not much room for air for Lisa. Already on pitch number 2. And she swings and misses, which means Akmed takes over Virginia and almost the entire East Coast now in 2 turns. Are we going to see someone new? And no, Akmed is attacking, which means we're going to be seeing him for the 3rd straight round. And with no one being north or east of him, we only have 2 options, south or west. And he's going west, which will put him up against Ricky Johnson representing my home state, Ohio. For the 3rd straight round, Akmed's coming in as the favorite. And he's done on pitch 3 now. So he's done it on 2, 3, and 4 pitches. 226 feet in dead center. Can Ricky Johnson with 2 stars batting finally dethrone Akmed? I don't like his chances. Can the 3rd pitch be a charm for Ricky? It's gotta be if he wants to move on. Wow. Honestly, that was impressive right there. It's not gonna get him to move on, but for Ricky, that wasn't too bad. And now Akmed controls my home state of Ohio. Is Akmed gonna be in our 4th straight round? We got Ronnie, who's in possession of Indiana. If it goes east, we'll see Akmed for the 4th straight round. And what do you know? It does. Now it's Ronnie's turn to take on the juggernaut. You already know, Akmed's my favorite for the 4th straight round. He's homered on pitches 2, 3, and 4. Can he finally homer on the first pitch? And it's off the top of the wall. Foot away. And it just goes over, bounce off the top of the wall in the same spot to be done on pitch 2. 177 feet. Ronnie has 3 stars batting, but don't let that deceive you. In my opinion, he's one of the worst hitters in the game who can occasionally hit for power. Pitch number 2 right here. And I wasn't even able to make contact. His timing is so inconsistent. Akmed continues his dominant push as he takes over Indiana now. Will we see 5 straight rounds of Akmed? Pablo Sanchez up once again. But sadly, that means the Akmed streak is coming to an end. And with no one being directly north of Pablo, we're just going to leave it as is. And he's attacking east, which sets up a matchup between him and Dmitri. I can't not choose the GOAT as my favorite. Off the wall on the first pitch in dead center. He pulls that outside pitch. Is that going to be enough? And no, it's off the bushes this time and left. Is that finally going to do it? And no, it's off the center field wall again. Luck is not on his side this round. That's got to finally do it, right? And it does. He finally gets over the center field wall. 215 feet on pitch 14 though. And that gives Dmitri some breathing room to see our first upset of the day. It's all come down to this, our 14th pitch. And it's gonna be a ground ball, which means Pablo takes over Wisconsin. Who is going to be attacking next? Angela, who currently controls Iowa and Missouri. Which direction will she be going? Eastward, which will match her up against Maria. And I got Angela as my favorite this round. Pulls that outside pitch, but it's off the top of the bushes over there and left. That'll do it right there. No doubter there in center. Right on the next pitch, over the pool area as well, for a total of 420 feet on pitch number 5. Don't sleep on Maria, y'all, though. Can she get a hold of one? Our first upset of the day, Maria is done on pitch number 3 and beats Angela, who was the favorite coming in this round. I told y'all, don't sleep on Maria, as now she takes over Iowa and Missouri. Next up is Pablo Sanchez once again. And for the purposes of this round, I'm going to be giving Michigan to Akmed, which gives us 3 possible directions that Pablo can attack in. And he'll be going south. And because Maria owns more territories south of Pablo than Tony, that's who he's going to be facing. Once again, I'm choosing to go Pablo as my favorite. But like we just found out, don't sleep on Maria. Pablo is done on pitch number 7. as it goes over the pool area on the fly. For the longest home run this video had 536 feet. But will 7 be enough to beat Maria, who just upset Angela with 3? I love a good underdog story. Can she continue it? Sadly, no. Her underdog story comes to an end, as Pablo takes over Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri. The amount of names on this wheel are getting slimmer and slimmer. And we got Jorge Garcia attacking for the first time today, who controls the biggest state in the United States in Texas. And with there being no one directly south of Jorge, we got rid of that option. And he'll be attacking west, which sets up a matchup between him and Pete Wheeler, who once again is the favorite this round. Off the wall in center. And he is finally done as it bounces off the shed. By far the worst round we've seen though today. It was 314 feet and he's done on pitch 32. Now Jorge might be considered one of the worst, if not the worst player in the game. But with how bad of a round Pete just put up, we could possibly see our second upset of the day. And what an upset that would be. Jorge Garcia just upset Pete Wheeler. And just like that, he conquers 6 states in 1 round. I'm still at a loss for words right now. And Jorge's back up. And with there being no one south of Jorge, we got north, east, and west. And he's gonna be attacking west, which quite possibly gives him the toughest test as he's matched up against Mikey. And that's why my favorite is Mikey once again in this round. And Mikey puts up a strong 8 pitches right there, 194 feet in dead center. Will Jorge be able to continue his miracle run? There is no way. Jorge upsets Mikey and the miracle run continues. Are you kidding me? He's done on 6. I am utterly speechless. He upsets one of the best, if not the best power hitters in the game, to take over the entire West Coast and most of the Midwest. I know we all had this on our bingo board, y'all. This might just be better than Miracle on Ice. Let's keep this thing going. And we see the other Khan brother and Amir for the first time. Now, which way will he be attacking? He's going south. And with him being in South Carolina, it'll set up a matchup with Luanne in Florida. I'm taking Amir as my favorite this round. Is that gonna do it? And it does. It stays fair down the line. That clears. Oppo Taco, 368 feet, and he's done on pitch 6. Luanne's got herself a tall task with that 2-star batting rating. Here we are, pitch number 6. She comes up just short, as Amir takes over Florida along with Georgia. We are down to the final 10, and we got Sally Dobbs now, who currently controls Kentucky. What direction will she be attacking? Eastward. And she'll be taking on Akmed, who I'm taking as my favorite in this round as well. And once again, he is done on 2. This is my favorite to win the whole thing right now with how he's been performing. My goodness. 264 feet in the pool area. And he puts the pressure on Sally now. Well, that was quick. Pitch 2 already. And she fouls it away, which means Akmed takes over Kentucky. 9 remaining. And we got Jorge Garcia attacking again, who pretty much owns the entire West US. And because there's no one north, west, or south of Jorge, and Pablo Sanchez owns a majority of the territory east of Jorge, we got an automatic matchup between them two. I'm still going to take Pablo as my favorite. Pulls that outside pitch. And Pablo makes it splash 249 feet on pitch 5, which is 1 pitch better than Jorge Garcia's best round of 6. And Jorge stay alive. Jorge has to homer right here to keep his miracle run alive. And it's going to sadly come to an end against the GOAT, Pablo Sanchez. With that win right there, Pablo gains the entire West Coast and most of the Midwest. And there were 8. And we got Tony, who's almost completely surrounded by Pablo. So if it's any direction but west, that's who he'll be facing. And we're going south, which sets up a matchup against Pablo, who I'm going with as the favorite in this matchup. And he's done on 1 pitch. Pablo's locking in here late when it matters most. 264 feet as he gives Tony literally no room to breathe. Fouls it off and he's done. And Pablo takes over South Dakota now. It's down to 7 and Billie Jean Blackwood for the first time today. And with her occupying Wyoming and completely being surrounded by Pablo, that's the default matchup. And I don't even need to tell you guys this at this point, but he's the favorite. That should do it, and it does. It hits off the shed, but over the fence. 156 feet, and he's done on 6. Can Billie Jean Blackwood beat that? Billie Jean Blackwood homers on the first pitch. 387 feet, and she dethrones Pablo. Holy upset. What is going on in this backyard baseball imperialism? And just like that, in one round, she takes over half the United States. We're down to our final 6 now. And we got Akmed once again, who owns the northeastern half of the US. And with no one being north or east of him, we only got the options of south or west to attack. And he'll be attacking south, which will have him facing off against Stephanie Morgan in North Carolina. With Pablo being gone, Akmed is now my official favorite for the rest of this video. And that's why right there, an absolute moonshot on pitch 2 in the pool area again, 295 feet. Can Stephanie Morgan compete with that? What is happening right now? She says, yes, I can. And she homers on the first pitch to upset Akmed, who was my favorite to win this whole thing. What is going on? This is actually crazy right now. And somehow Stephanie Morgan takes over the entire Northeast United States with one swing. There are only 5 remaining now. And that brings Stephanie Morgan back up for her second straight round. And the only way she can attack is south or west. And she's got to go west, which puts her up against Billie Jean Blackwood, both of who got here off of one pitch. Honestly, in this matchup, I don't really have a favorite of who I think is going to win. But because Stephanie is attacking, I'll make her go first and be my favorite. A foot away from a home run in center. Does that finally do it? And it does, bounces over the wall, but not a great round for Stephanie. 195 feet and took her 21 pitches. She left the door wide open for Billie Jean Blackwood. Will she take it? It looks like the door is about to close. Pitch number 21 right here, her last chance. And that's not gonna cut it, as Stephanie Morgan takes over most of the US besides the Southeast. We've made it to the final 4, and we got Annie Frazier attacking for the first time, who controls Arkansas. She has a pretty good chance of facing Stephanie Morgan, and that's who it's gonna be. Because with her going north, that's who she's running into. And again, with these two, I really don't have a favorite, but because Stephanie controls most of the US, I'll make her my favorite. And there's another bomb over the truck and the shed. 260 feet on pitch number 10. This is my first time using Annie this whole video. Let's see if she can overtake Stephanie. Annie is down to her last chance. A ground ball, and she can't do it. Which means Stephanie Morgan takes over Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Only 3 kids left. And Ashley is going to be attacking for the first time today, as she controls Alabama and is completely surrounded by Stephanie and Amir. She's got a 50-50 chance on who to play. She's going north, which means she's got to take on Stephanie Morgan. Now this time around, I'm choosing Stephanie Morgan as my clear favorite. Off the top of the wall, short by a foot. Stephanie is finally done over the shed and truck, but it's officially her worst round yet. 263 feet and done on pitch 26. And she leaves the door wide open for Ashley now. But she only has 2 stars batting, so we'll see if she can take advantage of it. No way. And Ashley takes over Stephanie Morgan. 303 feet in dead center on pitch 16. And we have made it to the final round between Ashley Weber, who controls most of the US, and Amir. And even though Ashley owns way more territory, I'm taking Amir as my favorite here to win it all. And that's why right there, bounces over the shed for a home run. 329 feet, he's done on pitch 8. And now it's down to our last batter of the day in Ashley Weber. Oh my goodness. 2 feet short, hits off the wall. I thought Ashley just took it and won it. It's getting intense here in the final round. And now it's down to the final pitch of this video to decide it all. She hits it hard, but it's gonna come up short. It comes down just to a couple of feet in the final round. But Amir, the younger and lesser of the two Khan brothers, is the last one standing here in this backyard baseball edition of Imperialism. That's gonna do it for this one. Let me know down in the comments if you guys would like to see me do more of these types of videos in the future. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time.